Can she hear me now? See if she can hear me now.
Can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now, Ms.
You
Myers?
can hear him now? She said, yeah, she can hear you now.
Hey, Ms. Myers.
Yeah, he was trying to figure out what was going on, but
We figured it out.
he said they figured it out.
They can hear it. They can hear it now.
Do they hear it now?
Yep,
Okay, good.
yep.
That's what I was going to ask you. Can you call somebody?
Okay, so since I've been talking for a whole half and did not know what's going on, let me give you guys the statistics here of the first half. Starting with FSW, Guthrie with 6, Simone Lett with 8. 8 to lead the way. Guthrie with 6. Nobody for FSW has more than 8 or 6. No one in double figures. For DME post-grad, Kayla Robinson has 7. New Washington with 8. Unique Myers with 5. Kiani Moore with 3. Maya Clark 2. Jade Westbrook 2. DME has had over 10 turnovers here in the first half as they've had a sloppy play. They had over 8 minutes without a field goal. DME was up 8-6. A timeout by Christy Ward put when DME was up 8-6. Christy Ward called the timeout and FSW went on an 18-1 run. But DME responded in the last 6 or 7 minutes of the second quarter and fought back into the game and are only down 8 here at halftime and have withstand a haymaker by FSW and a little some struggles offensively, but they're in the game here against one of the top teams in the country for junior college basketball. So Christy Ward used a timeout, down 8-6. She went up. FSW went up 24-9. And then DME goes on a 18 outscores after a Boogie Washington timeout. An 18-11 run to finish out the first half. Three and a half minutes before the second half starts. DME down 35-27 here in their second home game of the season, where they beat ASA Miami Junior College Sunday. And that was their first win of the year, and they've competed very well in every junior college game so far this year, minus the fourth quarter at Daytona State. So DME down 35-27. Second half will be back in a few moments. So thanks for listening, and we'll be back in a minute or two. we're back here for the second half at DME Sports Academy in Daytona Beach, Florida. DME coming into the season with a 1-4 record. They went to Canada, Montreal, Canada, and started slow with only 7 bodies and lost to St. Laurent, Lincoln Prep, and Bill Crothers, and then played Daytona State at Daytona State, tough for 3 quarters, and struggled in the 4th and got their first one against ASA Miami. And FSW comes in as the number 12 ranked team in the country and 4-1 on the season. Same starters for both teams as FSW comes out with Curry, the Richmond transfer, Zanotica Downs, Simone Lett, Reyes, and Tina Stevens. Stevens on the glass, good second effort there, but the transition defense is not there, and Kayla Robinson goes coast to coast. Both teams trade baskets here in the first 30 seconds, and DME gets into their 2-2-1 press. Curry finds Downs. She up fakes, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound Reyes. She's fouled and will go to the free throw line, where she shoots almost 90% from, at 89% here early on in the year. Reyes, the Puerto Rico native who plays for the Puerto Rico national team, where she is shooting 53 from the field, 36 from the 3, and 89 from the free throw line. She comes in averaging 11.6 points per game. A rare miss by her. She gets her own rebound and puts it back in. So she gets a 3-point play here. And a sloppy play by DME. And the possession will go back to FSW here, as they look like a more energized group here. That seemed like the travel from Fort Myers to DME might have had them out a little sluggish here. Stevens draws a foul on Moore, who just checked in, and that's the team's second personal. Hit her third. And now Tina Stevens will go to the free throw line, where she shoots, she shoots 65% from the field, and she's averaging 10 points a game, the 6'1 sophomore from Palmetto, Florida. Kiani Moore checks out. Kaylin Brewer checks in. She's from Louisville, Kentucky. As well as for the other team, FSW, Tanisha Curry is from Louisville, Kentucky. Washington, nobody guarding her. She loses the handle. She gets bumped by Curry, and they call a foul on Curry. That's the team's first personal. And the ball will be out of bounds for DME. Robinson finds Washington. Downs guarding her. She'll get a screen from Kaylin Brewer. She'll get a switch on to Stevens. Washington drives it. Gets her shot blocked by Lett. Great defensive play by Lett. Stevens' pass to Downs is deflected by Robinson, and the ball will stay with FSW on a baseline out of bounds play, or baseline out of bounds here with 26 on the shot clock. Reyes drives, loses it. Ball ends up in Lett's hand. She goes to a nice dump down pass to Stevens. She can't finish. Loose ball on the ground, and Stevens is fouled, and she'll go back to the line. It's DME's third team personal. And Tina Stevens will go to the line as they call a foul on Kayla Robinson. A very aggressive and high energy FSW team here in the second half early on. Really getting inside and pounding DME on the glass right now. Fortunately for DME, they have missed a lot of free throws here in the first minute 25 of the third quarter. Stevens' second free throw is good. The lead back up to 12. Brewer gets it into Washington. And a foul on Downs. Reset on the shot clock, and Kayla Robinson will inbound the ball. Myers flash, goes give and go to Robinson. She'll shoot a floater, draw the foul, and it's good. Kayla Robinson now in double figures, and the foul's on Let. And she's got 3, and that is the team's 3rd. And Maya Clark and Jade Westbrook will check in for Kaylin Brewer. And Paige Olivier will stay out. Robinson's free throw is good. She completes the 3-point play, and DME gets into their 2-2-1. Curry finds Reyes in the middle. She'll throw it up to Stevens. She'll drive baseline and finish at the rim. Robinson, Speedy Robinson, is back the other way, and she's got 14 now. A lot of them at transition and a lot of them at the rim. Reyes flashes middle and finds her pass is deflected and stolen by Myers. Good deflection there by Clark. DME down 9, looking to trim it even more. Washington out top. DME slow getting into some offense here. Washington crosses, step back. Finds Westbrook. 3, long 2 by Westbrook, no good. And they call a foul on Curry, a loose ball foul on Curry. And that is the team's 3rd personal. Team's 4th personal. And DME will get a fresh shot clock and 30 and baseline out of bounds here. Down 9. Robinson in the corner with Curry guarding her. She'll find Westbrook. Westbrook. Slow thinking here, and she'll drive it in, and she'll get it blocked, and they'll stay here with DME. 17 on the clock, and Paige Olivier will check in for Jade Westbrook. FSW, a 3rd-year program, and has became quickly a national power in junior college and one of the best in Florida. 3 by Washington, no good, and the rebound to Curry. Her outlet to Downs is on target, and Downs finishes at the rim with contact. Washington the other way, drives it in. Her pass is deflected. Maya Clark corrals it, and her shot's blocked by Tina Stevens there. Good defensive play there by Stevens, the sophomore. Another baseline out of bounds by DME. They go into Clark. She faces up, goes in the post. Shot is no good. Washington tries to corral, is deflected out by Let. Kaylin Brewer will check back into the game. This time for Maya Clark. Coach Boogie using his bench and making substitutions pretty frequently here in the 3rd quarter. Myers loses the ball. 2-on-1 break for FSW. Downs draws the foul on Olivier, and she'll go to line. Zenautica Downs, who's only played in 2 games this year, the 5'8" freshman from Moultrie, Georgia, is averaging 21 points a game, and it looks like she's one of Coach Ward's best defenders as she puts her on New Washington pretty much the whole game. Her free throw's no good. So free throws have been a concern for FSW here today and on the season, as some of their best scorers have struggled from the free throw line, like Simone Lett, who's shooting 44% from the free throw line, which is a little surprising, as good of a player as she is. Shot by Washington, no good. Rebound by Robinson. Floater by Washington, no good. And Guthrie with the board. Numbers for FSW. They skip it out to Downs. She'll have a nice touch pass to Stevens. Stevens can't finish. Gets her own board, and she'll draw a foul, and she'll go back to the line where FSW has been living in the paint and living at the free throw line here in the second half. FSW has 5 girls that are scoring in double figures this year so far. So a very balanced attack as Kiera Felder and Sherelle Washington, the Fort Myers native, check in for Tanisha Curry and Simone Lett. And Shondell Vickers checks in as well, the 6'2 freshman from Waycross, Georgia, who's averaging 15.3 points per game and 8.7 rebounds per game here early on in the year. Stevens' floater's good, and this is the second time FSW has stretched out to a 15-point lead. Olivier finds Moore. Nice give and go, and she's fouled as Olivier will go to the free throw line here to try to go for a 1-and-1. Olivier from Newton, Massachusetts. The post-grad from the Boston area, where she's a very good outside shooter, very high-quality kid and a hard worker and understands the game. Coach's daughter, and she makes two. Much-needed points for DME, and they get into their 2-2-1. Vickers finds Felder. Into Guthrie at the high post, and Washington is called for a foul. And Guthrie will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Or 2 shots, I believe. In girls, it's 2. This is actually the first time that Coach Ward's team has been at full strength. They've had suspensions, they've had injuries, and they're 4-1, even considering all that. And first half, they seemed like the car ride, and maybe just playing together for the first time all together has been something that was a process, but they've been much better and more locked in and higher energy, especially defensively and attacking the basket here in the first half, or in the second half. Vickers call for a travel, and they'll get in full court press here. Olivier finds Myers. She'll go back to Olivier. DME finds Moore. She'll face up, shoot an 18-footer, and it's good. Kiani Moore with the 18-footer, and DME gets back into their 2-2-1. Washington breaks it pretty easily. She'll find Vickers, who will up fake and travel. Good call there by Nathan Willis. DME down 12, halfway through the third quarter. And Washington looks for a screen from Moore. She'll drive, step back, hesitate, get into the defense, kick it out to Robinson. She'll drive baseline, go back to Washington. Extra pass to Myers. 3 is no good. Rebound Washington. Sherelle Washington. She'll kick it out to Felder. We'll go inside to Vickers. She'll face up. Drive in there and finish with contact. That's a nice take there by Chandrell Vickers from Waycross, Georgia. Her AAU coach, Kim Atwater's watching, I'm sure, back home in Jacksonville. Vickers played for the Lady Nightmares. And she's a very good basketball player with Division I offers already. Maya Clark checks in for Kiani Moore, and Jade Westbrook checks in for Paige Olivier. Naya White checks in for FSW. They go high-low. Vickers to White, and she's fouled, and White will go to the free throw line. White is a redshirt sophomore from St. Petersburg, Florida. She averages only 2 points per game so far early on in the year. And she'll go to the free throw line here for 2. Her free throw is no good. Moore comes in for Maya Clark. Fouls are adding up for DME. Second one by White is no good, and the rebound corralled by Washington. She'll get it up the floor with her team down 14. She'll shoot a floater, draw the foul on Vickers, and go to the free throw line for 2 as New Washington is hobbling on her ankle that she sprained here early on in the game in the first half. And Maya Clark comes back in, so Coach Boogie's doing some offense-defense here for Maya Clark and Kiani Moore. Washington's first free throw was good, and so was the second. 52-40 FSW here, just under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. White finds Guthrie, and Guthrie travels. Moore checks back in for Clark. FSW gets into full court pressure here. Westbrook finds Washington. (52-40). Washington and Moore play high pick and roll. She hesitates on Vickers, gets in the lane, left hand scoop, no good, rebound Guthrie. Numbers for FSW. Felder hesitates, drives it in, can't finish. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will go to DME off of White. Washington. The good take there, but couldn't finish with the left hand. She'll go face up with Moore. Moore drives right. Misses it. Tries to get her own. It's deflected and goes out of bounds. Good take there by Kiani Moore, who lost the handle for a split second, and it cost her the bucket. Moore finds Washington on the baseline out of bounds. Air ball. Rebound to Sherelle Washington. She'll push the break and find Felder. To Vickers. Up fakes, good skip pass to Guthrie. And Felder gets away with the travel. Finds Sherelle Washington for 3. No good. Vickers with the board. Her pass is deflected. Ball's loose on the ground. Body's on the ground. Jump ball and possession arrow will stay with FSW. Zenautica Downs, Tina Stevens, Simone Lett check in for FSW. Maya Clark checks in for Kiani Moore. The possession arrow goes to DME, actually. The FSW had the ball to start the third quarter. Good catch by the referee crew of Eric Fessler, Nathan Willis, and Vince Applehauer. Washington hits Moore in the high post. She faces up, shoots the 18-footer, and it's good. Kiani Moore here with another bucket here, and DME cuts the lead to 10. And a foul on Myers, and Felder will go to the line. And FSW has had a lot of opportunities to stretch this lead, but has missed a lot of free throws. Felder comes into this game averaging 8.4 points per game. She's a sophomore from Lake Worth, Florida, and she misses the first. Second one by Felder is good. Washington finds Westbrook. Washington gets it up. And she'll go. And Moore, they try to go to Moore. She can't get it. Washington shoots the pull-up jumper. It's no good. Rebound to Stevens. Felder finds Downs, who quickly gets it ahead to Guthrie, who drives baseline, and her take and finish on the baseline is good. Guthrie's in double figures. Good throw ahead by Washington, and Robinson finishes on the other end. 55-44. DME back in their press. Felder Sets up the offense. She goes into the high post to Stevens. Stevens, no good. Let's put back, no good. Rebound to Washington. She'll find Westbrook. Westbrook, kick ahead to Myers. 3 on the right wing is no good. Stevens pushes it. Ahead to left hand, no good. Can't finish. Rebound by Downs, no good. Loose ball picked up by Moore. Numbers for DME. Throw ahead to Robinson. 18-footer is good. Kayla Robinson. 18-footer is good. She's got 17 on the night, and DME cuts the lead 55-46 with just under a minute left to play in the third quarter. Transition defense for both teams hasn't been great. Probably it's been a little better for DME here. Actually, FSW's given up a lot of points off of made baskets, so it's been very good transition offense by DME, getting the ball out the net quick and pushing the ball and throwing the ball ahead. Simone Lett had a very good first half. Lett is a 3-star recruit for FSW by ESPN. She went to the Atlanta, Georgia powerhouse in Westlake High School, and she's a 6'1" freshman who's averaging 16.5 points a game and shooting 59% from the field, but is only shooting 44 from the free throw line. So she's struggled from the line, and she's gotten foul trouble a little bit here in the second half, and she's been a little quiet, and DME's made some plays here to stay in the game. Guthrie breaks the press. Skip pass to Sherelle Washington. Her 15-footer's no good. Guthrie on the glass, can't finish. Loose ball, corralled by Olivier. Westbrook gets it past half, and DME has a 2-for-1 opportunity. They won't use it, and they have a chance to chip away and cut this lead to 2 possessions here with a basket. Robinson gets in the paint. Draws a foul on Stevens. And Kayla Robinson will go to the free throw line for 2. Kayla Robinson, the speedy, jet quick guard from the Queens in New York. Shouldn't say the Queens, Queens, New York. She played at Putnam Science her senior year. She's dealt with some injuries that have kind of hobbled her in her recruitment, and she has been very big for Coach Boogie Washington here today, as she is the team's leading scorer here, and she makes 1 of 2 free throws. Loose ball is corralled there by Washington. She finds Felder. They go to the high post to Stevens. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line here with 11 seconds in the third quarter to shoot 2. Shondell Vickers will check in after the first. Tina Stevens, a 6'1" sophomore from Palmetto, Florida. Sophomore, 10 points per game. She's been shooting a blistering 65% from the field, and she makes the first free throw. She's got a nice soft touch. But like everyone on this team, other than Reyes, FSW's been a very average free throw shooting team so far early on in the 5-game season. But Stevens makes both. Lead back to 10. Ball goes to Robinson. 8 left. She'll stop, hesitate, get to her right hand. Floater off the glass, no good. Rebound Guthrie. She'll shoot a 3/4 court shot. It will be no good. And going into the fourth quarter, DME down 57-47. Boogie Washington wanted a foul there. And we got a good ball game here, as both teams have used their benches, gone deep into their bench. Guthrie's in double figures, Lett's in double figures, Tina Stevens in double figures. For FSW. Downs is in double figures as well. For DME, it's been Kayla Robinson, Talia Washington. For the most part, offensively. But pretty good defense, physical game, up-tempo game that has had a game of runs in the first half. As we talked about, DME was up 8-6, and Coach Christy Ward called the timeout, and FSW went on an 18-1 run over an 8-minute stretch. Coach Boogie called the timeout, down 24-9, and his DME ball club finished the first half on an 18-11 run to finish the first half. Ever since then, it's been a seesaw battle, but FSW has been in control for the most part of this game, but DME has not faded as they have stayed within striking distance with the number 12 junior college in the country in FSW. Curry, Stevens, Washington, Guthrie, and Vickers check in to start the fourth quarter for FSW, and a beautiful play there to start the quarter by Coach Ward, and Vickers gets an and one finish. And Maya Clark picks up her fourth personal here early on in the fourth quarter, and she'll check out for Kiani Moore. 60-47, FSW on top. Their biggest lead has been 15. Olivier's three is good. Great skip pass by Washington, and Paige Olivier with a three. She's got 5 here. And DME back down 10. Good hands by Olivier. She'll attack the basket and get her shot blocked by Stevens from behind. But good defensive play by Olivier, and DME will have the ball down 10 and with 27 on the shot clock here. Washington, a three-pointer. It's good. DME down 60-53 now with back-to-back threes by Olivier and Washington. Curry loses the ball. Guthrie gets fouled by Olivier. Team second personal here in the fourth quarter. And DME will fall back into their 2-3 zone. Maya Clark checks in for Kiani Moore. Clark with 4 personal fouls. Curry. They go inside to Vickers. She'll find Guthrie. Her finish is no good, but she'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Shekinah Guthrie, the freshman from Atlanta, Georgia, who came into the game averaging 6 points a game, 5 rebounds, is in double figures today, and she's been very good for Coach Ward. Her free throw is no good. Moore in for Clark. Coach Boogie is executing that offense for defense pretty well here between Clark and Moore. Guthrie's second free throw is no good. DME down 7. Olivier from way downtown, it's no good. Rebound Guthrie. Robinson gets it to Curry. Vickers goes back to Curry. Guthrie goes inside to Stevens. Double team, she kicks it out to Guthrie. 18-footer, no good. Rebound to Stevens. Her jump hook, no good. Rebound Moore. DME with another opportunity to chip away at this thing. They're off to the races. Washington finds Olivier. Three-pointer, air ball. Rebound Sherelle Washington. She finds Guthrie in the open floor. Back to Washington. Three-pointer, rattles around, no good. Shot is blocked by Washington. Kayla Robinson picks up her dribble. She finds Myers. Washington, new Washington, who's been huge here, finds Kayla Robinson. She's fouled by Guthrie. Team's first personal. DME will get a fresh clock. 30 on the clock, or 30-second shot clock. And Nia White will check in for Shondell Vickers. Robinson goes to Washington. She'll find Myers. They're going to Oliviero, shoot another three, and it's good. Paige Olivier with her second three here in the fourth quarter, and DME is down 4. Turnover by FSW. Washington steps back for a three. She airballs. Rebound to Myers. Unique Myers' floater is good. We have a 2-point game, and Coach Christy Ward calls a timeout, and DME has tripped this 15-point deficit down to 2 with 7:23 left here in the fourth quarter. Myers, Olivier, Robinson, Washington. A balanced attack today by DME has kept them battling and giving the number 12 junior college in the country a run for its money here at DME in Daytona Beach. So these two teams will play again in Fort Myers December 11th at FSW. The first time around that FSW has lost one game this year. That was to Broward College by 2 points. They turned around and beat Broward by 13 in the rematch. Once again, this is Coach Ward's first game with all her players at full strength. She's had injuries, she's had suspensions, and now the team is here full strength, and they're in for a dogfight here in Daytona Beach with the only true post-grad team in the country in DME Sports Academy. Olivier with 8. 6 of them coming here. All 8 coming in the second half. Unique Myers with 7. And Reyes will check in. Nope, they won't let her in. Eric Fessler won't let her in before out of the timeout, and DME gets into their 2-2-1. Curry finds Guthrie, and Guthrie goes inside. She can't finish. Rebound to Washington. DME with a chance to tie or take the lead. Olivier gets it back to Washington. She's got Stevens on her. Washington's 15 on the clock. She's out up top. She's got a big on her and Stevens. She'll hesitate, drive it, floater, off the glass is good. New Washington with another big bucket, and DME has tied this ball game up at 60. DME back into the 2-2-1. Washington finds Stevens in the high post. She'll drive it. And an offensive foul on Stevens. Could have been Maya Clark's 5th. It's not. It's an offensive foul, and Coach Ward does not like that one. Kiki Moore checks in for Maya Clark. DME with their chance to take their first lead since 8-6 here early in the fourth, midway through the fourth quarter. Kayla Robinson with Sherelle Washington guarding her. Robinson attacks, finds Moore. Her bucket is good, and DME goes up 62-60. Reyes drives in, floater, no good. Rebound Guthrie, she's living on the glass. She can't finish though. Reyes travels. DME looking to get its biggest lead of the game. FSW pressuring. And a timeout by DME just before the 5-second call. And with 5:48 left, DME up 62-60 over FSW. DME 2-4 1-4 with their one win against ASA Miami. And FSW 4-1, ranked 12th in the country for junior college. And their only loss is by 2 points. So the underdog in DME has battled and kept this thing close. And a lot of missed free throws and missed layups by FSW has kept DME in the game. And some big play in the second half by Paige Olivier, New Washington, Unique Myers, Kiani Moore, and Kayla Robinson. So DME will have the possession, 5:48. FSW down 2 in Daytona. Olivier tries to find Washington. Curry gets a steal, and Nia White is fouled by Washington. A good defensive play by Tanisha Curry there, and a good find to find Nia White, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 after a hard foul by Washington. That's the team's 4th personal. Nia White's first free throw is no good. Second one by White is no good. Ball deflected and goes out of bounds on Guthrie. Trying to save it, and FSW will get back in their full court pressure. Moore helps out Washington, and they get it in. And with 5:34, DME with their first opportunity to go up by 2 possessions. Kiani Moore's three is no good. Possession back to FSW. Felder gets trapped. She finds Curry, who splits the trap, gets into the paint, kicks it out to Reyes. She doesn't shoot the 3. She'll go in the high post to White. She'll drive it, take a tough shot. Can't finish it, gets her own rebound. No good. Great outlet pass by Moore. Robinson spins, left hand finish, no good. Ball goes out of bounds, and the possession will stay with DME halfway through the 4th quarter. And Tina Stevens will check in. We have not seen Simone Lett or Zenautica Downs here recently in the 4th quarter. I'm sure Coach Ward will go back to them pretty soon. Those are her 2 leading scorers on the season. Lett being a big-time prospect, a 3-star recruit from Atlanta, Georgia. Ball gets into Washington's hands. She wants a high pick and roll from Moore. Moore sets it. Washington's pass is deflected by Stevens. Good defense there by her. 13 on the game, or on the shot clock. She's got Stevens on her. She hesitates, step back, gets into the paint. Can't finish, doesn't draw iron. Stevens pushes the break. She loses it, finds Curry. Curry pulls it out and hits Felder on the wing. They go inside to Guthrie. Her skip pass to Reyes. Reyes' three's no good. Guthrie again on the glass. Ball goes out of bounds and it'll go to DME. 4:27 left. DME has another opportunity to stretch this lead to its biggest lead of the game, as they've only been up by 2 points here. 8-6 and now 60-60. Washington with Curry on her. The Syracuse commit has been pretty good here in the second half. She'll go dribble handoff with Myers. Myers, tough finish is good. A scoop finish by Myers, and DME up 4 now. And they get into their 2-2-1. Stevens tries to finish. Guthrie, put back is good. High in the air. Washington finds Robinson, no foul. And the foul will be on number 5, Kiera Felder. as Robinson couldn't finish there. DME 64, FSW 62, 3:43 left. As they try to figure out how many team fouls is here. 4-3 on the team fouls. Washington wants a screen. She hesitates, refuses a screen, steps back, jumper, no good. Rebound Reyes, she'll find Curry. Curry splits the trap. Gets into the paint, drives it in, she can't finish. Reyes for three and the lead, no good. Rebound Myers, numbers for DME. Moore for three, no good. Things getting a little sloppy both ways as both teams are struggling here. Guthrie finds Felder. Corner pocket, no good. Rebound Reyes is deflected out by Moore. And 2:55 left, DME clinging to a 2-point lead as Westbrook and Maya Clark check in, and Coach Ward for FSW will call a timeout. 2:55 left. 64-62 DME up on the number 12 team in the country here in Daytona Beach. Once again, these teams will play again in less than a month, December 11th in Fort Myers at FSW. DME post-grad program in their first season of existence, second year of high school, and they just finished their third year of AAU. And a win today for Coach Boogie would be one of the best wins probably of his career, beating a nationally ranked junior college team with a very young and inexperienced DME post-grad team here. They've been down 15, as much as 15. They fought back and chipped away at it, and now have had as big of a lead as 4 points. It's been a game of runs, and there's been a back and forth battle here in the fourth quarter. Felder, three out of the baseline, out of the timeout is no good, but the rebound to Curry. Stevens draws the foul, and she'll go to the line where she's lived at today. Tina Stevens is a very nice prospect for FSW. Long, active, can put it on the floor, has a soft touch, physical, and a high-energy kid. Very good basketball player. And she makes the first. Moore and Robinson check in for Westbrook and Clark. And Simone Lett will check in for FSW. She'll check in for Reyes. So Coach Ward goes with Guthrie, Lett, Guthrie, Stevens, Lett, Felder, and Curry here with 2:46 left in a tie ball game after Stevens makes both. Robinson with Felder guarding her. She'll use a little clock. The shot clock down to 15. Robinson. The Felder on her. She'll take it in, and the floater's good. She sprains her ankle. She's hobbling around. She's trying to play through it. A tough bucket there by Robinson, and DME gets the lead, 66-64. Felder goes from Curry. She'll get a side pick and roll with Stevens. They'll find Stevens. She'll go to Guthrie inside on the block. 10 on the clock. Lett, 15-footer, no good. Rebound Moore in traffic. She finds Washington, numbers for DME. Washington hesitates, gets to the bucket, finishes it. DME up 4. And they get into their 2-2-1. Minute 30 left. Felder to Stevens. Stevens drives it in. And a travel on Stevens with 1:25 left. DME with possession, up 4. And Jade Westbrook checks in. FSW with some full court pressure here. Westbrook finds Washington. They'll get it up. Washington and Coach Boogie calls a timeout here with 1:15 left, 68-64. DME with the ball, side out of bounds, and he'll make it a full. And a chance to get his biggest lead of the game with a basket here. A tough bucket by Kayla Robinson in traffic at the end of the shot clock. The floater was good. A huge rebound by Kiani Moore in traffic. A quick outlet to Washington, and she goes coast to coast and finishes it. And DME with a 4-point lead with the number 12 junior college in the country on the ropes here on the road. Coach Washington comes out with Westbrook, Robinson, Moore, Myers, and Westbrook, Washington, Myers, Robinson, and Moore. FSW comes out with Curry, Guthrie, Stevens, Lett, and Felder. Washington finds Robinson. Left wing three is good. DME up 7 with a minute left, and they're back into their 2-2-1. Curry finds Felder. Her pass to Guthrie. She goes inside to Stevens. In traffic, and she's fouled. 51 seconds left, and Tina Stevens will go back to the line. A huge 3 by Kayla Robinson, and she's got 5 of the last 7. And a great pass by Washington, who's been having her hand on every bucket here in the fourth quarter. Stevens, who's been very good from the free throw line here of late, will go and makes the first. Lead back to 6. Olivier checks in for Westbrook. Stevens' second free throw is good. 5-point game here. Full court pressure shown by FSW. Washington breaks it. And a foul by Curry, team's 4th. Five-point lead, 44 seconds left. DME with the ball. 13-second game clock, shot clock separation. FSW decides to play straight up, it looks like. Stevens fouls. Tina Stevens with the foul, and New Washington will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. And DME up 5 with 28 seconds left. Washington's first is good. Maya Clark checks in for Kiani Moore. Jade Westbrook checking in for Paige Olivier. Coach Washington's been working that offense-defense substitutions all the second half. He's done a fantastic job down there. Washington misses the free throw. A timeout by FSW. And with 26 seconds left, DME up 6. And a big possession here for FSW. So FSW will advance the ball. college rules is you can advance the ball out of a timeout. So 2-possession game here. Coach Ward's going to try to draw something up. FSW made the trip today, got into DME around 3:45 for a 5:30 game against DME, who's been a resilient group here today and trying to build off of the win against ASA Miami the other day on Sunday. FSW's had their opportunities. They've missed a lot of free throws. They've missed a lot of transition, a lot of layups. They've had pretty bad transition defense, and they've given DME a chance here to pull off the major upset with 27 seconds here, and FSW down 6. Westbrook guarding the inbounder. They find Felder. She turns it over. Robinson is fouled by Felder. And Kayla Robinson will go to the free throw line, and she'll shoot 2. 23 seconds left, and Kayla Robinson, who has a game-high 20. I don't want to lie to you guys listening at home. It's in the 20s, though. And she's looking to add to it. Kayla Robinson makes the first. Lead back to 7. Robinson's second is no good. Another timeout by Coach Ward. And they'll advance it here with 22 seconds left. Kayla Robinson, Talia Washington, Unique Myers, Paige Olivier, and Kiani Moore coming up huge in the second half with big plays by all of them. And Maya Clark took a huge charge in the second half. Could have been her 5th foul. She drew the foul. And there's no Shemaya Johnson today for DME. And this is the first time FSW has been full strength all year. Felder finds Guthrie. She shoots a 3. It's no good. Rebound Let. Let puts it back up and it's good. Washington is fouled. 73-68. And New Washington will go back to the line for 2 free throws. Her first one is good. Second one's no good. Felder, 3 in the corner, is good. DME has to get it in. They find Robinson, 74-71, and she'll run out the clock, and DME will upset the number 12 junior college in the country and get their second consecutive win. 74-71, DME on top, winning their second in a row at home, and a big one against the number 12 team in the country. These two teams will play in less than a month down in Fort Myers. And that is a huge win for DME as they move to 2-4 on the year. And a big-time performance by Kayla Robinson. And a huge 3. We'll be able to get Kayla and probably New Talia Washington on the mic here in a few minutes. DME with the upset over the number 12 team in the country for junior college basketball, 74-71. We'll be back in a little bit with stats and we'll be back here with them shortly. And we're back here at DME Sports Academy. I'm Michael Panaggio, and I'm here with Kayla Robinson, who was from Queens, New York, and she came from Putnam Science in Connecticut, and she came up huge today for Coach Boogie Washington, where she had 26 points, and she had 19 of those in the second half. A huge three, that was the dagger on the left wing. A huge bucket at the end of the shot clock in a tie game. A floater. And you sprained your ankle on that play. How's your ankle doing, Kayla?
It was actually in my side, but we good. We good.
Okay.
That was just a little Charlie horse.
You had a wrist injury last game.
Mm-hmm.
You played through that, and you were huge for your team today. What did you think was the difference in this game? And let's just go from this game to the fourth quarter, down 10 going in the fourth quarter, compared to down 11 at Daytona State. What do you think was the difference between your team today?
I think today we really all came together as like one team. We didn't go one-on-one all the time. Like we made sure like we saw our open teammates and everything. And I think in the Daytona State game we were like doing one-on-one because we saw how down we were. But today we realized like number 12 in the country doesn't really mean anything. Like it's just a number. So we just played our hearts out. This
was a huge game for you guys. Obviously, you guys started the year 0-4, lost 3 games in Canada. You've been tough at home. You beat ASA Miami and now the number 12 team in junior college basketball in FSW. What do you think is this win can do for your team confidence-wise going forward?
I think that now we know, since when we play as a team, we can get things done. And I feel like if we just play like this every game and we all have confidence in everything we do, we should be fine for the rest of the season.
Well, you played a heck of a game, and take care of yourself.
I will.
And appreciate you coming by and talking. Do you want to say hi to Mama? I know she's watching.
I know
she's
watching.
on Twitter retweeting.
She's about to retweet, about to post it on Instagram. Hello, Mom.
Yeah. I heard you don't always act that way, but at least you say it on camera. So.
Wow.
Good job, Kayla.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. And you guys actually play tomorrow.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville. I have to confirm that, but I believe you guys play Potter's House Christian Academy up on their home floor, and that'll be another physical game. So good job, 26 points and a huge win, arguably the biggest win in DME history today. So good job.
Thank you.
We're going to get Talia. Talia Washington,
Hello.
the Syracuse commit, was once again very good, especially in the fourth quarter for Coach Boogie Washington in this win. And knew you've had you had an ankle injury in the first half. How's that doing?
It's doing bad, but we have treatment here, so it'll be better by tomorrow. I have Achilles tendonitis, so it acts up when it wants to.
Okay. Well, you toughed it out, and you made some huge plays down the stretch. Pretty much every basket was either scored or assisted by you down the stretch. I've watched the last 3 games of you. Obviously, your father relies a lot on you to create. What do you think, and you've obviously played on very successful teams in the past, what do you think that this game or these last 2 games is going to do for your team's confidence?
I think it boosted our confidence a lot. We had a rough start to the season, going 0-4 from Canada, and then we lost against Daytona State. But we just continue to believe in what we needed to do. We keep working in practice and stuff and listening to the coach, which is my dad. And, we just really lock in as a team game by game. You can see even more and more on the court. And I feel as though I have to take a load off my dad whenever he's coaching, because I know everything that we're doing because I've been coached by him for so long. So I feel as though game by game I just try to get my teammates more confident each game.
And you've taken a leadership role with this team, and obviously being familiar with the system and what your dad does offensively, defensively. What do you think about the help you got from Paige and Unique and Kayla Robinson today?
They played great. I started out, I hit a couple shots, but then my ankles started bothering me. I started getting a little mental. They really stepped up today. I'm proud of them. I'm glad, they continued to count on me and gave me the ball, put the ball in my hand so I can get them open looks. And I know that what they can do. So day in and day out, I feel as though this game proved that anybody can score, no matter who we have on the court as our opponent. If I'm not playing good, somebody's going to step up, and they did a good job showing it today.
Absolutely. Especially in the fourth quarter, Paige Olivier had 2 huge threes. You had a 3 in between her 2 threes. And what I asked Kayla this question, what do you think is the difference between how you guys responded in the fourth quarter today, down 10, from the game against Daytona State where you were down 11, and totally different outcomes and how those fourth quarters played out?
I felt as though today we really locked in. We believed in what we were doing, and nobody had an attitude today. Nobody was in their feelings. They weren't getting the ball today. I feel as though we just locked into what we needed to do, and we got stops. In the fourth quarter against the Daytona State game, we got outscored 36-6, which is terrible. But today, as you can see, we didn't let being down by whatever we were down by affect us. We continued to play defense, and we didn't focus on how much we were down by. We just got stops each possession.
And your dad will probably get on you about those 2 missed free throws down the stretch, but he'll forgive you because you got that win. 18 points for Talia New Washington from D.C. and the Syracuse commit, who has been very, very good here in her 6 games in DME.
Thank you.
Good job. Take care and get some rest. I know you'll be needed tomorrow.
Thank you.
Talia New Washington and Kayla Robinson combined for 44 points. DME upsets the number 12 team in the country. They've got a 2-game winning streak going at home and on the season. They moved to 2-4 and have probably woken up every junior college in the state of Florida on, you better be prepared to play this very good and experienced and well-coached club here at DME Sports Academy. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Final stats I'll give you one more time. Kiani Moore was 6'9". She had 9. Maya Clark with 2. Jade Westbrook with 2. Paige Olivier with 8. Unique Myers with 9. New Washington with 18. And Kayla Robinson with 26. So a huge win for DME. And they play tomorrow against Potter's House. But a phenomenal showing here at home, and they move to 2-4 on the season, but 2-1 against junior colleges, and undefeated on their home floor. I'm Michael Panaggio. Thanks for listening. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the first half. Happy to give you the second half, and happy to have a DME win here at home. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time. Thanks.